And we're live.
Hooray.
Top down time.
Top down.
Top down time.
Top
down time.
down. Up, down, down time.
The up, down, down show. That's something else.
That is something else. That's
before we get into stuff, we wanted to all take a moment and address the elephant in the room that is 2020.
Ugh, yeah.
The entire year.
Basically, the gift that keeps on giving. You guys remember Murder Hornets?
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You guys remember COVID?
Well,
that's still happening.
That's still going.
Yeah. It just seems like those are like a thing of the past almost as we've turned the page, and then the book got darker. Anyway, so we wanted to, the US and the world is in a weird spot right now, and we all felt that we wanted to just say a quick thing at the top of the show. Kind of putting a foot down, kind of taking a stance, because I believe not taking a stance is kind of a stance. But if somehow you don't know, there's a whole bunch of weird racial issues going on. Excuse me. Primarily in the States, that's where I'm hearing a lot of it. But I know around the world there are protests going on, riots, all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah, there are protests here in Calgary.
Yeah, I saw videos of Calgary and whatnot. And we just wanted to say, hey, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
First and foremost, Black Lives Matter. We don't support the extreme measures that a lot of these cops you keep seeing online are going to. It's just pretty crazy. It's making a bummer of a year that much more of a bummer of the year.
Yep.
And I definitely kind of realize that this is, this show we put on is, though this is a small platform, it is a platform. As someone who, I love recording podcasts, I love listening to podcasts, so I would think it's weird if the podcast I was listening to on a weekly basis just didn't really say something. We open up a lot of our lives to the internet and to our fans, so we wanted to make sure you guys know kind of where we stand and how in no way do we support the brutality that is going on. And just it is evident there is a problem kind of with society, obviously, otherwise these protests would not be happening. There's not a ton we can do as a podcast, but we can at least say to our listeners, at the very least, you need to listen to what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're confused about what's going on, you need to take that extra step to find out, what is confusing. How can I kind of get educated on some way? Because these are incredibly, horrible systemic problems that who knows will get squashed this time around, but these things seem to happen every few years and it keeps happening. Anyway, that was kind of my part. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add before moving on.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of resources out there people should be looking into. If there is stuff you want to do, there are a bunch of people that have put together lists of the standard stuff you would do, like YouTube videos, streams, stuff like that you could donate to, that you could just give ad revenue to by giving watch time or whatever, and then that usually goes to the Black Lives Matter's cause and keeping people free from prison and posting their bail and stuff like that. There are different lists you can look for. I do caution people to be careful because it's times like this that people like to take advantage of people that are willing to give to causes. So do a little bit of homework first, but I definitely do recommend, if you can, give monetarily to some of the stuff that's keeping people going right now, especially when they're on the front line fighting the good fight and all that sort of stuff. Just know what you're donating to, and more importantly, just be kind of aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's like the bare minimum here. Like,
It's
you know,
the
not
bare
everyone
minimum.
can donate. No one's, you know, even with COVID, everyone was already in a weird financial situation. But I think at the bare minimum, you need to be quiet for a bit and listen, and you know, be loud where it's needed in some way.
Sure.
I think the protests are good. We've seen some of the protests go too far in some regards, some maybe not going far enough. But I
Yeah.
definitely feel there was a side that has gone too far, which is not okay.
Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious what side that is.
Yeah, like, you know, Twitter has always sucked, but like
Yeah.
Twitter really sucks to
N-
just scroll through right now. Like, just from like is
Here,
anything happy going on? No.
Yeah.
here's the thing too. The thing to keep in mind is like it's great that everyone's like fired up and like worked up about things right now and trying to make a difference, but like this fight has to continue. This energy has to continue
Yeah.
after all the protests die down
Yeah.
too. Like people like you have to focus on elections, even though like the groups that are in the cities that started these riots were mainly Democratic, still need to work on like the down ballot to make sure there's more progressive options and more people of color working on things. There has to be more outrage because there's no way this stops now. Even if people
Yeah.
succeed with what they're working towards now, people are gonna hide that this shit is still happening. Like,
For sure.
don't get complacent. Is basically where I'm trying to go with this.
Yep. For sure.
And stay safe during all of this. If you need detox time, take detox time. Just understand why we're talking about this right now.
Right, and we don't. This won't be the whole show. You
No.
know,
No. No.
Yeah.
I also understand that, you know, this podcast can be an escape for people, and we've had audience members write in saying, you know, hey, thanks for like continuing to put on a show. I know I value that, having an escapism, whether it's through a podcast, through games, or something like that, and we definitely want to keep doing that. We just wanted to take the first few minutes at the top, because I feel like if we hadn't, we're not doing our job, just as like people in a society.
Sure.
And I would have felt bad about that.
Yeah. I agree.
But anyways, this is the top down perspective for June 4th. Happy June. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And John, you're gonna start us off because your game won the poll on YouTube. Tell us about what you've been playing.
What the golf?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the
Nice.
golf is this month's game clearing game for the stream.
Okay.
So we were playing through
I thought
that.
you were about to say TDP plus, and I was gonna go, oh, wait, what? No.
Yeah.
No. I was confused why you were bringing up like the poll on YouTube. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't post this on YouTube.
That threw me off a little too, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, 23 people know what I'm talking about.
Well, there you go. What the golf is a real fun game for people who don't like golf. It's actually like really stupid but very goofy.
Cool.
We got about
What are you playing it on? Like, what brought this about? Because it's been out for a bit.
Yeah, I'm playing on Epic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but
Didn't it, like,
yeah,
recently come to
it
Switch?
recently came to Switch, like within the past 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't go with the Switch version.
Because I bought it day one on Epic.
And you just had it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I streamed it the original day that it came out. I just never got around to continuing to play it. And then I figured I needed a game. Like what I do every month is I throw up about a list of 12 games, and I let my subscribers vote on what game we do for the month on Mondays. And what the golf had been on there for 2 other months. It had been carried over because it was like in the top 3 for the past 2 months. And it just happened to win this month, so that's why we're playing it.
This is a very TDP plus way of doing it.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, the game will win it.
Basically, yeah. No, it was good. It's been good so far. Like I said, 70% through the game. The last zone we did, I think, was the music zone. So that's the one that had the Guitar Hero mini game and stuff like that. But it has been super fun. I've really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, you've definitely gotten past where I was at. I don't even remember where I was at, because I played it when it launched on Apple Arcade back in like September.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's been a lot of fun. What am I trying to say here?
I think you should explain why it's a golf game for people who don't like golf.
Yeah. So
/ why it's the best golf game.
It starts off as a normal golf game where it's like, okay, here's the ball, aim it, pick your power, then shoot it at the flag. And then you have like a couple of rounds of just normal golf. It just seems like a little trickier. And then suddenly when you go swing at the ball, you, the golfer, fly forward instead. And then you find out you're controlling the golfer and have to hit the flag. And then it just starts ramping up the silliness from there.
Yep.
So it's a golf game that does not take itself seriously and just keeps giving you weird challenges and just weird subversions. And it also throws in references to other games. Like at one point,
game references.
At one point, you basically have to play a Super Mario Brothers level.
Yeah, Portal.
Yeah, and Portal, Super Hot, Guitar
Yeah.
Hero.
Like, I never got the Guitar Hero stuff.
Okay, it's very, very quick, but it's pretty fun.
Okay.
And each stage also has like certain challenges you can do as well for extra clear rate. So you can do like, you'll have to do a certain mission, and then the next time you do it, you have to do it within so many strokes, and then the next mission will just be like, all right, these guys were bugging you, now you get to knock them all over. Like just little things like that.
Sure. Yep. I
There's
remember
a
during
lot of,
Christmas, they had a advent calendar was their like holiday event, and they gave you a new series of levels every day up until Christmas, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a super fun, goofy idea. It's about if you're going for 100%, it's about 8 hours long. But even if you don't, it's like 5 and under. It's been a blast.
Yeah, there's a lot because like every level has like 3 levels inside of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it was longer than 8 hours, but again, I didn't make it too far. But there was a lot of stages in that game.
Now, how long to beat has it at? I believe 5.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yep. Main story 3 hours. Completion is 7.5.
Right on.
Yeah, so no, this has been super good, and honestly, I do recommend it. They have like a daily challenge you can do where you just get a bunch of randomized stages, which are based on the ones in the game, and you can just do those. There's an impossible challenge, which is supposed to be super difficult.
Does the PC version have a like show your friend mode?
Show your friend mode?
Yeah, that's not exactly what it's called. I wonder if I still have the game installed. But on the main menu, it's like a trial or like a demo mode or whatever that kind of gives you like a really like bite-sized like here's what the rest of the game could kind of be. Like it would be perfect to hand it off to someone and be like, just play this real quick to kind of get an idea of what this whole game is about.
The closest thing to that in the game would probably be the daily challenge.
Yeah, actually, it is straight up called "Show to a Friend."
Weird. No, I don't recognize that.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to like swipe to get to it. So maybe I don't. And then they have like leaderboards. So I don't know what the PC one looks like. But I thought that was just a really good idea. And someone in the chat is saying the Switch version is $25 Canadian. Not sure if PC is cheaper. I'm sure the PC one is cheaper, especially on the Epic Store, which they just gave out like a $10 coupon.
Yeah, no, I got it with one of the Christmas coupons, so the game was basically free.
Yeah, so
it is
like,
$22 Canadian on Epic.
Right, and with everyone getting a $10 coupon, there's $12 Canadian.
Yep.
Or probably $10 American.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. Other than that, I have been playing. I just started a little bit before the podcast. Shantae and the Seven Sirens.
Nice.
Is this the Apple Arcade one?
Yes, it just came out on other platforms like last week. It's about a week old now, and that is a Shantae. I don't know how else to describe it. It is a Shantae game. It's a Metroidvania. If you haven't figured out if you like this series or not by the 5th game, I don't think this one's going to change your mind, but it is a fun little Metroidvania so far.
Is it as good as the other ones? Are you liking it?
So far, I'm enjoying it, but like I said, I'm not all that far in it yet. I haven't really gotten to the meat and potatoes of it. I've just started exploring a little bit of dungeons now. So, but I've been a fan of pretty much every Shantae game I played, except for like the very first one, since it's a bit aged now. But so far, so good.
Right on.
Cool.
That's all I've been playing.
Okay, Paul, you've got a whole bunch here.
Yeah, let's put a bow on Minecraft Dungeons. That thing's done. I'm over level 100. I'm almost max cap on gear level. I've done every secret dungeon and everything you can, and I have a build that makes it so I can't die as long as I hit something. So that game's done. Monster Train.
Just unlocked Apocalypse difficulty myself.
Nice. Monster Train might be one of the games of the year contenders. This game is absolutely fucking phenomenal. It's
I've
good.
been seeing everyone going crazy over this. Is it really that good?
It's extraordinarily good. This is Slay the Spire like type shit going on here. It's very good.
Mm.
Okay, so what Monster Train is you are literally bringing an ember to hell as a bunch of demons on a train, and you have to bring it there safely while like bands of heaven are trying to destroy the train and the ember or whatever. So you're going through the different layers of hell, and after each one you get attacked by what are they called, the Heaven Sword, basically like an angelic boss from heaven of some sort, and like all his cronies, and you have to like fight them off or whatever to continue on. The way it's set up is that it's kind of like Slay the Spire, where you would have different fights or whatever, but every fight is like all together at the same time, and there's like different layers to the train. So everything starts at like the entry layer where everything kind of comes into the train, and you have to kind of stop them from there. And then if they get past those guys, they go up to the next level of the train, then the next level, and then the next level, and then they'll start attacking your like your ember, but let's call it a core. Basically, it's kind of like a MOBA almost, where you have to defend it. It's like a tower defense, Slay the Spire type thing going on. It's cool because it's like, where in Slay the Spire you are deck building and you're attacking stuff, this is very much more like reactionary to what's going on. You have to see like what you're getting attacked by and kind of like you have to set up defenses against it. And I don't know, it's hard to explain without like making it sound super complicated, but basically it's just like a whole bunch of fights in a row and then a boss, and you're setting up basically like a tower defense, but using a deck building game as the main mechanic for like what you're setting up. It's very, very cool. Rounds are pretty
cool. I want to play it.
Rounds are very quick. It takes about like maybe half an hour or so to like get pretty far in, and it's quite difficult. And I guess like unlike Slay the Spire, you can really, really build a run of sorts. Like you can in Slay the Spire as well, but it definitely feels more roguelike-y, where you are building like into a certain gimmick or whatever, because if you don't min-max, you're probably screwed because the enemy is so much stronger than you usually. And like, I don't know, it's hard to talk about, but if you like card building games, you have to try this game out. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely a game of the year contender so far, which is kind of surprising because it looks kind of like a free-to-play mobile game. Honestly, when you look at screenshots and stuff of it, it looks kind of weird, but it's very.
I did hear
very
the
good.
art wasn't great. It didn't look super great. To be fair, I don't think Slay the Spire looks that great either.
I think this looks way better than Slay the Spire, but it's on that same level of this is an indie thing for sure. It's
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that, because I've seen plenty of indie games that look fantastic. But I have heard the comparison. It kind of looks like a mobile game.
Yeah, it does definitely look like a mobile game. And it's not too expensive. I think it's like what, $20 or something. It's definitely worth the money. It's very, very good. The next two are two things I tried out just today, actually. So Gunfire Reborn is a game made by some company in Japan that kind of plays like a first-person Risk of Rain in like a standard roguelike-y format of you go into a room, there's a bunch of enemies you have to kill before the room like unlocks and you can continue on, and it gets harder and harder, and you get like different power-ups to build your run with to like make your character stronger or the guns that you're using stronger. So yeah, it's just an early access kind of cool little dungeon explory roguelite thing that if you're into the idea of like a Borderlands cross with Risk of Rain, this is probably something to maybe keep your eyes open for. It's very, very cheap. It's like $10 as well. Okay. I did play it with a buddy who lives in Russia, so like we had no lag at all, which is pretty good because a lot of games usually lag when we're playing together. and it has co-op up to 4 people in it. But yeah, very cool game. I'm excited to see what more comes of it. That's Gunfire Reborn, and yeah, $10 on Steam or so. The last game got on my radar because it's the first game of Konami's new, hey, we want to publish indies thing that they're doing now, where they decided they do want to still take part in the gaming industry somewhat, and it's called Skelattack. It is an action platformy game that is very, very cute with good music, and it plays like shit. So it's a bummer.
What's wrong with it?
So the platforming in it feels very bad. Specifically, the wall jumping is extraordinarily bad. It's something to do with there's weird air momentum when you're jumping off of a wall. You can't change direction easily in midair, and the way you jump off of a wall is by like pushing the D-pad the opposite way rather than actually using like a jump. So you get this weird like problem where sometimes you don't want to stick to a wall, but you automatically will. And if you try to move away from it, you'll just automatically jump off of it. It's just very, very poorly made. And it focuses a lot on platforming to the point where I was saying, okay, this feels like shit, but maybe there's not going to be a whole lot of platforming. There's a lot of platforming. It is very, very platform heavy. Specifically, there's a lot of wall jumping moments and insta-kill death traps. And yeah, it's really too bad because it's an absolutely gorgeous game. The art style is so good. The music is fantastic. The writing is kind of cute. Maybe a little too cutesy for me, but like it's pretty good. But I don't want to play through it. Like I don't want to play any more of it. It just feels so bad. So kind of a letdown, and I kind of hate that ending my little segment of what I played on a downer when everything else has been so good. But there you go. You could probably, yeah, they can't all be winners. You can check it out if you want. It's about $30 Canadian. It is on both Steam and.
That sounds ridiculous for a game you don't like.
Yeah. Also, I heard it's like 4 hours long, so it's very, very short as well. I don't recommend it, but if you wanted to try it out and see, like maybe it's one of those games where I've seen other people's reactions to it and I've seen their reviews to it. And a lot of people are like with me saying like, this is just kind of like poorly made and mechanically it fails, but it's really nice. Some other people are like, well, I got used to how like crappy it is and then I was able to enjoy it or whatever. I don't know. I don't recommend it. If you want to get it on Steam, try it out. And if you like, refund it if you don't like it, or play through it if you do. That's up to you. I think it's really, really cool looking. I just wish I liked it, and it's such a bummer. But that's all I've been playing.
All right. Well, let me tell you guys about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This game never ends.
Dude, I know. Oh, I know.
And that hence Odyssey. It's right in the name.
Holy smokes. I am now 37 hours into it. I think I'm halfway through the story.
Yeah.
It's this weird thing of like, because I'm playing it so late after it came out, and because I bought the season pass.
Okay.
A year or so ago. I have all this extra stuff in there that half the time I don't know if I'm playing a story mission or not. And I kind of wish other games did this too, just from like an organizational standpoint. I kind of wish that games would like highlight this is a main story mission, and some games definitely do tend to do that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey does not.
Yeah, true.
So I can't even like beeline it for the end of the main story because I don't even know what mission that would be. But I would love if because they have all the missions are obviously named, and then they also have missions that are in like categories, but the categories are also like they're named kind of in like the same thematic way. Like these missions are the legacy of the first blade, which like what does that mean? Is that just like a random chunk? Like, is that chapter 2 of this game? No, that happens to be the free DLC that they put out last December. Okay, well, like, how am I supposed to know? Like, because it's all just put in there. guess there's definitely an argument for just like put it all in there and you just, turn your mind off and there's missions forever. You never have to play another game. And I guess there's an argument for that. I'm sure someone likes that part of it. But I kind of just wish I would know, like, is this DLC? Is this like a main mission? Is this just like a bullshit mission? Because Odyssey does straight up just have like procedurally generated missions that you can pick up that are just like a complete waste of time. But if you're looking for just like a carrot on the stick, if you do want this game to never end, like Odyssey's there for you. They will just keep generating a mission where you have to go across the map, kill a guy, get in a fight with a bigger guy, and then come back for a reward. You'll get some experience. You'll get a new shiny sword. Like those will happen forever. So again, I just kind of wish this game like highlighted like, is this important? Should I even care about this? Where did this mission come from? Was this after the game? Would it make more sense if I was playing this after the game? But yeah, anyway, I'm still going through that. I will beat that game. At this point, I put so much time into it, I have to beat it. Otherwise, what was the point?
I believe in you. Like, you got it.
Yeah, but I have like 2 weeks left until Last of Us. Yep. So this thing has to hurry itself up, which I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, new game I played is called Astrologaster. This is on Game Pass for PC. I believe it's also on Steam and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. I know it's on phones. Okay, it's on Steam. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's on phones, which that's what I was actually holding out to wait to play it. I had heard about it first as a mobile game, and I think it would work fantastic as a mobile game because the amount of inputs on it are very minimal, and they're kind of just swipes anyway. But I played through Game Pass on PC because I have that at the moment, due to Gears Tactics.
Sure.
You play, oh man, I don't even remember the main character's name. I'm going to say his name's Henry. And if it's not, so he is, I don't think Astrologaster is an actual name for someone, but he is a doctor of astrology and physics.
Okay.
This is set during like, kind of like when it's the same time period as a Plague Tale, because it's all surrounding like the Great Plague and stuff like that.
So during the Inquisition
era, yeah, and everyone's but like Shakespeare's there, like people reference Shakespeare.
Okay.
So it's set in olden times. So you play this doctor who, again, his primary methods are consulting the stars about how to heal you, but he can also he also helps you like predict the future. So the way the game works is a character will come to your little doctor's office with either some kind of illness or some problem that they have and say, what should I do about this? How should I proceed? And then he'll be like, all right, well, Henry will be like, let me consult the stars. At that point, you basically get to choose. It's like a multiple choice. You get to pick a constellation. And in no way does the game kind of hint at like, oh, there's a right answer here. It'll kind of just give you like readings that I guess constellations represent. I don't believe in astrology myself. Let me say that first and foremost.
Okay.
I'm not a crystal guy. I'm not going to recommend getting one of those bracelets so that you have better balance. That's not me. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy.
Sure. Okay.
But I can turn that off to play some Astrologaster. Anyways, you pick a constellation, and then based on I don't know what Henry says, hey, this is what you should do for your, or he'll sometimes straight up say, this is the illness you have, and this is what you need to do about it. And because it's olden times, it's weird stuff like you need to take a piece of lead and put it on your genitals for 8 hours a day so that they absorb the lead's properties.
Yep. Classic.
Okay, well, it's old. It's olden times. There's weird stuff like that. You need to dip your head into urine if you want to have your hair become a lighter color, so that you can play younger roles in the theater. Stuff like that.
Okay. Good advice.
So first off, I don't know. For that specific one, it wasn't great advice at first, but it worked out. It worked out. So you're kind of just like, shooting in the dark, being like, I hope this is correct. I can't tell you if it's actually based in astrology and if looking at the Gemini constellation would help an STD. I can't tell you that. I'm not that guy. So maybe someone else will get a bit more out of that part. I don't think that's important though, because the game is fully voice acted and it's pretty funny, as hopefully I've indicated in some way. Because like these people have the weirdest problems. Like someone keeps sneaking up to my window and is peeping on me. What should I do? Well, let's consult the stars and find out who it is. And just weird stuff like that. There's weird like things going on with kings and popes. And they keep coming to your house at the same time. The whole time you're kind of under some oppression because you don't have a medical license, so they want you to stop practicing, quote unquote medicine. They want you to stop being a doctor and giving your services out. So there's this whole kind of relationship mechanic where if you give enough good advice to someone, they'll write you a letter of recommendation. So kind of the overall goal is you're trying to get 8 of these letters of recommendation so that you can get a medical license from the university. It's about 6 hours long. It's a full story game. The reason I say it would be really good on phones, and it is on phones, is the whole art style is a pop-up book. So every time people are talking, you are like swiping a page, and like the book forms, everything kind of builds up. Fully voice acted. Every time a character comes to your residence, there's this like funny little choir song. There's all these unique little songs about the characters that are absolutely delightful. They are a complete treat because they come out of nowhere. They're pretty good. I would recommend it if you have Game Pass for PC. It's a no-brainer. Otherwise, I think it's like $5 on phones. I don't know how much the Steam one is.
It's like $11.
That's Canadian, so it's got to be like $10.
$10,
American. Yeah. That might be a bit much. I don't know if I would spend $10 on it. I would definitely spend $5 on it.
Okay.
But if you do have Game Pass for PC, definitely check it out. It's a funny little thing. Again, that was Astrologaster.
Cool.
And with that, let's do some news.
Yeah. All right. So these first 2 pieces, like we were talking about at the top of the podcast here, with Black Lives Matter going on, a bunch of different companies just in general have kind of drawn their line in the sand and where they stand on it. One of which, of course, was Sony. They were supposed to have their PlayStation 5 event today, and they put out a statement saying that due to like the timing and other voices needing to be heard at this time, that they're going to postpone it for now. There has been no update currently as to when they're going to reschedule or anything like that.
They said soon.
They said soon, yeah.
I think they came out and said soon. But yeah, no, I even remember last week I was saying something's happening this week. I keep hearing about like Wednesday. But then like a day after we recorded, they announced Thursday, and then like Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday they postponed. But right now it is soon. And that event's going to be PlayStation 5 games. So probably not getting to see the console. Definitely not hearing a price, I'd assume. We're just going to be getting to see more games coming to PS5.
Yep. Another thing that I personally thought was kind of cool, Humble is launching a $1 million fund to help publish games by Black developers, to give them a little more help getting their voices out there as well. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's been going on out there that some of which I didn't pull because I didn't read too much into it before I had to leave the house today to do some stuff. Like Treyarch is putting in some more implementation to deal with racism in their community and video games and stuff like that. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on right there. But these are 2 I found particularly.
I saw the tweet from like the Call of Duty account.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we're gonna add in all these things that are gonna we're going to be banning harder. We're going to be putting more restrictions on like racial slurs and stuff like that. We're going to be putting all this stuff in the games now.
Yeah.
And one of those sentiments I kind of saw, which I somewhat agree with, was like, you had the ability to do this the whole time?
Yeah, right.
Why were you okay with some of that being in there?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. At least it's getting done.
Anyway.
I guess.
Yep.
This is just some information I found was kind of cool. Minecraft Dungeons is getting full crossplay support, so you'll be able to play with people on no matter what they were playing on pretty soon. So that's good.
That's good. It's weird that the PC and the Xbox version don't have that right now.
That is weird. Yep.
Yep. That is super weird.
Yep. Especially since the PC version doesn't play right without a controller anyway. You are basically playing an Xbox version on your monitor.
I think I even heard it doesn't have cross-save between the two.
Great. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a lot of weird little things they maybe should have like ironed out.
Well, a lot of people were kind of speculating maybe it's because it's on so many other platforms that's why it's not like the usual like handhold that Xbox PC kind of first party stuff is not there, but who knows.
Yeah. Okay, next piece of news. This is where I heard of Skelattack to begin with while pulling this news. Konami is Konami is starting to publish smaller content from indies to roughly AA or whatever you want to call like people. Their statement is, we're looking to work with external studios of all sizes up to AA and beyond at some point. We're looking to complement what's going on in Japan. Dev teams in Japan are continuing to work on the Konami IP. We'll continue to publish those titles. And the idea of what this program offers is the chance for us at Konami Europe and colleagues in the US as well to find complementary titles. So they're kind of staking in a small flag still into their part of the world or whatever, doing indie stuff for now. We'll see what that leads to.
You know, I guess I'm totally fine with them doing this, because I definitely don't want them to continue any of the games they have the rights to, like Metal Gear.
Yeah, I mean, there are rumors that they're selling those off to people like Silent Hill and Metal Gear, but
yeah, right. I would prefer that. I would like that to happen.
Yep, for sure.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
This was exciting. Kingdoms Amalur Re-Reckoning is apparently going to be a thing. Did either of you play this game back in the day?
Nope. I think I own this game, but I have not played it.
Oh, I'm sure you own this game. At some point, it seems like it just came with anything that you could buy at some point. So this is a game from a long time ago, from 2012, that is basically like a single-player MMO RPG, but
and it was supposed to be kind of like the lead-up to an MMO that they were going to launch.
They were launching a huge, giant world. This was a huge project that was going to, like, span books and whatever. Like, they were making a whole universe, or trying to.
Yeah, this has a crazy past, because it was funded by that baseball player, right?
And the state of Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah. Right. Now I know what game you're talking about. Oh, God.
It was called, the developers 38 Studios.
Yep.
I don't think they were the developer of this game. They were the developer of the MMO, I believe.
Right.
There was like two developers in there, but it was being funded primarily by some rich baseball player who I cannot remember the name of.
I can't remember either.
I'm gonna look it up because I just need to know that.
Yeah. Anyways, due for August 18th this year, apparently they're going to be doing a remaster or something of this game. I'll jump back in. I need to see what they do to it, and also it might be kind of cool to revisit this thing. So I'm stoked. If you've never heard of this game before, maybe give it a Google. See, like, it had some weird problems back.
I think his name is Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling,
which does sound
that's
familiar.
right.
That's the one. Yep,
that's him. And also the game wasn't that bad, honestly. If you like, I did RPG fantasy stuff. So
yeah, I heard it was okay. I think like a few years back, didn't they release a bunch, or not a bunch, but there was a video put out of kind of just a flyover of like the work on the environment that they had done for the MMO. So.
Yeah,
I think that had come out.
Yeah. It was a huge undertaking, and it was just filled with weird problems going on.
Does this article mention who is putting it out? I'm kind of curious who gets money from this, since the developer is no more.
Apparently it's being developed by Kaiko, the studio that helped bring Darksiders War Mastered to life.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's $40, so that's basically remaster prices right there.
Yep. This was given to us on the Discord. Game Gear Micro. Either of you excited for this?
Oh God,
little Game Gears?
Dude. Have you read on this? Have you read up on this thing?
I read a little bit about it.
This thing is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious.
Please enlighten us.
So the Game Gear Micro got announced yesterday.
Yeah.
It is
No,
smaller.
it was Tuesday. It was late night Tuesday.
It's the third. It's the third. They teased it late night Tuesday, but the actual reveal about everything was yesterday.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the first I saw about it was Tuesday.
Yeah, it's because it was Japan time. It was like 9 a.m. Japan time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a Game Gear that is about the size of a Joy-Con on its side.
Okay.
And it comes in 4 different colors. There are 4 different versions, and each one has 4 games on it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I like the idea of a Game Gear Micro. Like, I have a Game Boy Micro, and it rocks.
You have that on your desk. I'm actually very impressed.
I love looking at this thing. This thing rocks. So like I'm all for a Game Gear Micro.
What about 16 of them?
Wait, are they making 16? I thought it was like 4.
They've only said 4 so far.
Okay.
Each model has 4 different games on it. So if you want the entire library, you have to buy 4 of them, and they're $50 each. Can you even name
16 games you would want for the Game Gear?
As a collector of games, I actually might only own 16 Game Gear games.
Yeah, I think I have like 3.
I have
one of
28.
Which is like a
Never
multi-pack.
mind. I have 28.
I mean, one of them is being released, Gunstar Heroes.
Now, like to be fair, the Game Gear was awesome. Like that thing was so cool. That thing came out at a time because it competed with the Game Boy Color, I believe. Is that right?
No, Game Gear was competing with the original Game Boy.
Original Game Boy, but it was so much better. Like it was like Game Boy Advanced quality almost.
Yeah,
that
but
screen.
Especially if you hate
6
batteries.
AA batteries and drained them like crazy.
Oh, it ate so many batteries.
But
so
like, it had cool features. Like it literally had a TV tuner on it.
Okay,
like, you could watch TV on it and everything. But I mean, you had to buy that part. But yes, you could watch TV on it.
I'm pretty sure every time I played my Game Gear, it was plugged into the wall.
Yeah, no, that's the only way you could play that thing.
Somehow it would like take 6 AA's and you would get like 2 hours out of that, which is insane. Like a Game Boy would use 2, and you'd have that for days.
Game Boy was 4.
Why am I remembering 2?
You might be thinking Game Boy Pocket, which was 2 AA's. And then the Game Boy Color was 2 AA's.
I'm thinking Game Boy Color because I didn't have a Pocket. I'm thinking Game Boy Color.
Okay. Yeah, original Game Boy was 4.
What was the
But
Advance?
Advance was 2.
Okay, see, that is definitely why I'm thinking 2, because those are the 2 ones that I had primarily.
Yeah. No, they had stuff figured out at that point. But no, like the Game Gear Micro, the screen is 1.15 inches wide.
Yeah,
so it is tiny. I'm pretty sure it's smaller than the Game Boy Micro. They literally are selling an accessory that is just a giant screen you duct tape to it.
Yeah.
Or not duct tape, you strap on so you can actually see what's going on there.
It's called just like a magnifying glass, basically.
To be fair, they sold that for the Game Boy as well.
Yes, but the Game Boy had a bigger screen than 1.15 inches. I think they went too small with this one. I think they pushed the idea of micro a little too much.
Definitely.
Honestly, my only problem with this is how you need to buy several of them to get the games, which has not been the case for these like mini consoles. It has been like, yo, here's 30 games. Here's like the 30 you want, and you're good. Which I would like that. I don't want to have a pocket full of Game Boy Micros. I want one Game Boy Micro.
Yeah.
To be honest, one Game Boy Micro to look at. But if I was going to play it, I want one Game Boy Micro that has, the 8 games I actually want on there.
No, I agree with you here.
Yep, totally.
I don't remember the full list of the games, but it basically boiled down to one was specifically like RPGs. Here, someone sent it to me last night. I mean, let me load up the list.
Which is funny because, like, I know with the Game Boy Micro, it's like, yo, this thing is great for everything but RPGs because you cannot read the text.
Yeah, here we go. The default black one. So what North America people probably would think a Game Gear looks like.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Puyo Puyo 2.
Yeah.
Outrun and Royal Stone. So pretty even smattering of game types.
Side note, real quick, did Japan have all of these colors originally?
That I don't know. I know
'Cause
that there are
I don't think I've ever seen a Game Gear that wasn't the like black gray.
I have seen blue ones. Those
Okay.
were real. Those did come out over here too. And I think I've seen red ones as well. I can't remember if that was a mod or not.
Okay. What do you guys
The
think
blue
about the yellow having green buttons? Why is that?
It's a little weird.
It's
the only one that
ugly.
has like a different colored buttons.
No, they've all got different colored buttons. Well, no, actually, no, you're right.
They're all
the
just kind
blue
of
one
different shades of gray.
The blue one does, and the yellow one does have different color. That's yeah. But why are the buttons and the D-pad the different colors? That's actually different.
Yeah, because like on the blue one, it's gray. It's a lighter gray, but at least it's the same color as the D-pad. The yellow one,
Yeah.
you know what it's making me think? Since it has such a weird color, it's making me think maybe that was real, and they have to kind of keep it that color. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're referencing something.
I could see that. Yeah, the blue one has Sonic and Tails, Gunstar Heroes, which I'm not. What were you mentioning about that earlier, Paul? About Gunstar Heroes?
That's the one I would want.
It's on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that also what you're saying? It's coming to like Switch Online. Was that one? Or it had?
Well, Gunstar Heroes. This is the Game Gear version specifically, so it's single player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it never came out in North America. Sylvan Tale, and I can't tell what this last one is because I have just the
Baku
Japanese
Animal
name
World
for it.
Zookeeper Championship.
Oh, right, it's Baku
How do
Baku.
you
Right,
not-
it's a
how do you not
puzzle
know that?
game.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle game. Yellow is all RPGs and tactics games because it's got Shining Force Gaiden, Shining Force Gaiden 2, Shining Force Gaiden Final Conflict, and
What is this
the
third
Puyo Puyo
cooking
RPG.
thing? The cooking one is a Puyo Puyo game, an RPG?
What do you mean by cooking one? Where do you see cooking?
I'm looking. It looks like there looks like a chef on the front and some kind of like sauce covered dish behind them.
Yeah, it's a Puyo Puyo game.
Okay.
I think we must be looking at different images. And then
I'm on 60th.sega.com/GG.
Oh, I'm just on like Twitter. Someone sent me Twitter images, but they should have been directly from the site. And the red one has another Last Bible game. Those are both Atlas games. The Game Gear Shinobi and Columns.
I love Columns.
Okay. Columns is good.
Yeah.
I do not like Columns. I don't like it.
All right, if you had to pick one of these to have, which one do you pick?
The one with Gunstar Heroes.
Yep. Easy.
The blue one?
So here's the thing. If the yellow one had all those games translated in English, I actually would probably pick that one.
Okay.
But I don't even think they've announced that these are coming over to North
America. You want to play a
America.
bunch of RPGs on this tiny screen.
Well, no, because that means you're definitely going to get your bang for your buck because they're going to be long games.
I guess.
I get the one with the most variety.
Playing this thing for a long time.
The one with the most variety has got to be the black one because it's got Outrun, it's got a puzzle game, it's got a Sonic game, and it's got an RPG in it because I believe Royal Stone's an RPG. So like that's the most variety. The blue one's also kind of up there since it's got Gunstar, Sonic and Tails, and an RPG and a puzzle game. But like, yeah, the yellow one you definitely gotta like RPGs and tactics games, and the red one is kind of everywhere too. I am surprised they did not add the other Game Gear Shinobi game on there because apparently the Game Gear Shinobi games are actually really good.
All right. So first off, that magnifying thing straight up just says Sega big window under it.
That's it. The big window. It's the big window.
A great name. How much would you pay for this? Does it say the price on here, by the way?
does.
$50 US.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yep.
It is too much. You're right.
That's
Way
too much.
You're right.
Way too much.
Holy smokes, that's too much.
Yep.
These should be for 4 games. These should be
$20.
I was gonna say 20 to 30, so I was gonna say 25.
Sure.
bucks.
Yeah. I'll meet you at 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's something else to it because there's no way they come with the big window. I'm pretty sure you gotta buy that separately.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And just having just 4 games and just being so tiny, like,
Wait, is this big window supposed to look like a CRT? Is that what I'm seeing?
yes, yeah. I think it's actually
This is
meant to
so
be like
dumb.
I think it actually turns it to the actual size of the Game Gear screen. It looks close to that.
Man, does it have like? Did they have put anything new in here? Like, I'm assuming it has a headphone jack. Yeah. Is that a mini HDMI port or is that the charge
I
port?
think that's the charge port.
Okay.
Because if this has HDMI support, then that's different.
I mean, that would be cool. I would, I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of like mini handheld ones coming out sooner or later, like a Game Boy Mini or whatever. From the success of those other ones, that would be cool if they put in like an HDMI out, even if it was a micro HDMI, kind of like that analog pocket that was announced last year, because that has a dock. That'd be cool. Put it up on my TV. Like, why not? But I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, these last two I put in here. EA games are coming to Steam, or they're already on Steam.
Yep.
So you don't have to have Origin now to play them. A bunch of them are also currently on sale. This also means that EA Access is coming to Steam, so you can like get in on that, not having to go through Origin.
Yep. Good.
Which is cool. I'm
Yep.
surprised they did that, but good for them. That also means that Burnout Paradise Remastered is on Steam.
Woo.
So there's your public service announcement.
Mm.
And this last one is that Slay the Spire for mobile finally got a release date and price.
Yeah.
It is coming this month to iOS for $10, which is more than I expected it would be. And Android later.
I'm kind of surprised it took that long to get to.
Yeah, this is taking
mobile.
quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pick this up?
But no, I already have it on Game Pass and the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, I can just play it on one of those. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I didn't have it on either of those, yeah, I would get that on mobile. Why not? That's a great game.
For sure. Agreed.
All right, that is it for news. If people want to send in questions, they can do that. It's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first one from Gray, who says, do you feel like we're seeing too many remakes in the modern era? Any oversaturation or downsides that may be present as a result?
I don't know. I don't know if I have the unpopular opinion of just like keep making remakes so new generations can try that shit out. But
no, I'm pretty much there.
Yeah.
There is a small selfish part of me that's like, if I've already played it,
yeah,
I would love this developer to make something new for me.
Yeah.
I was saying that a bunch with like all the Switch ports when they kept bringing over all the Wii U games that I'd already played.
Sure.
But I mean, the remasters just make business sense for sure. Like, why not? It also keeps games that I might like and want to go back and play easier to go back to. I don't have to like bring out an N64 or whatever.
I never played Wonderful 101 and I installed it today. That's ready to go. So,
nice.
I'm a fan of remaking stuff on things that I don't have to dig out the closet to play.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's a question for you guys then. How bad do you think the remake scene is going to be when the new generation starts? Do you think it's going to be as it is currently, or do you think it's going to be significantly more?
We're
going to see stuff from PS4 that's been out for a while ported over? What are you expecting here?
We're going to see The Last of Us again get ported. Yeah, it's going to be egregious where a bunch of stuff's going to get ported and remade for sure, but I'm still kind of okay with it. I'm wondering if Shadow of the Colossus gets remade again. That's what I'm wondering.
I actually think that's kind of an interesting question, because I bet it's going to be different than what we've come to expect, since there is all of this smart upgrade.
Yeah, that's true.
That like Microsoft talks about.
Where
they say, you buy the game once, you're going to get the better version for free. Well, that defeats the purpose of having a remake at that point.
True.
right? I wouldn't be surprised, 3-4 years from now when they've kind of stopped supporting the Xbox One, that those titles just say Xbox on them. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if like 2 years from now they're still supporting Xbox One and the boxes just say Xbox, because it works on an Xbox. Obviously, it's not going to work on the original or the Xbox 360, but I truly think they're trying to get into this iPhone thing of like, we kind of have just one platform. It's going to work on 8 different actual boxes.
Yeah.
And it'll be this kind of sliding scale of like, which ones of these does it work on if they're putting the support in there, much like, phone games, or, computer games, x86, all that kind of stuff. I just can't see them like pushing out like, here is, because they're already kind of doing like 4K remasters at this point.
Yeah.
For that, like the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 Pro can do 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the next consoles will make them look a bit better and run a bit better. But we're already seeing Microsoft talking about how they're going to be supporting all the way back to the original Xbox. They're going to be adding in HDR to those games and also increasing the frame rate for some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds insane to me. I don't know how you do that. But that sounds cool to me. So that just makes me think like they're kind of building in the need, or no, we no longer need to remake games, because we're just kind of getting those bumped up anyway.
Yeah.
And also Last of Us 2, it's coming out so close to the PS5. Like,
Yeah.
of course that thing's going to run on my PS5. Who knows if it'll run better? I would assume it would run better. I don't know if it'll look better. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out next week or whenever that PlayStation event is.
Yep. Okay. PVZ Amps says, would you rather play a game that is constantly okay but otherwise unremarkable, or a game that rapidly flip-flops between god-awful and amazing? That god-awful part throws me off of my answer a little bit.
I'm thinking that one, the god-awful and amazing one. That seems like such a more interesting game.
Yeah, definitely more interesting.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, probably that. God-awful is so bad, but if it goes amazing after that, I would have to see how it keeps doing it. So yeah.
It depends on how long the god-awful and the amazing scenes are, really.
True.
Well, I think in this scenario, like,
let's assume like every hour it bounces between the two.
Yeah, like it's evened out to a degree that you're still gonna play through it, to the point of like the consistently okay one, and it's just annoying enough, but you're still gonna play through it.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like the consistently okay one, it's those like middle of the road games that
I've played
just,
a lot
like,
of those.
I don't even know how to talk about this because it's just so like,
yeah,
blah, like whatever. But the
True.
God Awful Amazing one, like there's you can talk about like, yo, and then this thing happened, and then I got to the Knuckles Halloween stage, and then this thing happened, and like, it's just way more interesting.
And then there was just a bunch of like weird like spots in the middle where I don't like to talk about, but then this amazing thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
and that
we're
could
all
also
in agreement
elevate.
on that.
Like, it could also be like, this thing got even better. Like, the amazing part's even better because I just weighed through the worst part.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
my expectations were real low.
I feel like this is literally the description of the game that like you got to get X hours in before it gets good. It's like it's just that, but spread out.
Yep, something like, yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of games can be like that. There's usually like a pretty lame part. We talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake. We didn't like the sewer sections.
Sure.
Those are kind of sprinkled throughout.
Yeah. Next one comes to us from Boko. What platform features would you like to see in the future? For example, the Uplay launcher tracks a few stats, at least for the Assassin's Creed games, like distance traveled and kills. But the most interesting one is that it tracks your main story completion percentage, which I feel like could help motivate people to actually finish the games.
That's great. I didn't know about
this. Start with this one. That's
super cool. I can't think of anything that does that.
I mean, that makes sense. They're just reading the save file, and they made the game so they can kind of work with that.
All right,
Yeah.
I just wish this was in like a per game basis. Like they should know what are the main story missions, right?
Yeah.
Like I would personally love this right now. I literally was just kind of complaining about an adjacent issue. Um, I wish the Xbox tracked how long I played a game. The Switch does it, and I like having that feature, but the Xbox doesn't.
Yeah, no, I think something like that would be cool to see for all games, but I feel like that also might ruin the mystique of certain games where you don't want to know how much you have left.
Yeah.
But those are kind of edge cases in that situation.
Yeah.
And if it's also buried in a menu, like you just don't go into the menu.
That's fair. Yeah, optional feature.
Exactly. Yeah. I like the whole when they for Xbox One when they added like the achievement percentages based on the other players, so you can kind of look like, wait, 50% of players got this. How have I not gotten it yet? This is clearly an easy thing to get. Or when you finish a game and it's like only like 8% of people got the finish of the game achievement, it's like, wow, like you can kind of see where people stopped playing the game. I find that kind of stuff interesting.
For me, it's the time, like you said. Every platform should tell me how long I've been playing a game. That's standard. That should be standard.
How would you like it if it told you in relation to everyone else who played that game, where on the percentile like, are you in the 1%? You played it like longer than everyone, or what about like something like that?
No, I literally want you to tell me down to the minute how much time I spent in it, which is why I
Right, no, I got
hate the
that. I'm
Switch.
saying like in addition, or here's another idea. Would you like knowing
Oh.
how you compare to other people's game times?
I don't care.
No,
It'd be interesting to me, but like I wouldn't force somebody to implement that on their platform. But if they did, I would use it.
I mean, we're just coming up with hypotheticals. Here's another one. How would you like it if you could tell what was the most popular like time of day people played this game?
That would be interesting for sure.
Like, hey, everyone's playing Resident Evil 3 Remake at 8 p.m. apparently. That's just the hotspot.
Yeah.
But there's 500 people in the world that only play it at 2 a.m. I think that would be kind of fun if you just had these
That
like
would be
weird
fun.
charts of, yeah.
Or like how much idle time. Like how long did they play Resident Evil 2 not moving because they were afraid that Mr. X was outside or something?
Sure, yeah,
Like,
just weird stuff like that. I'm thinking of like the YouTube analytics where it tells you basically like, which country, the genders and everything of the accounts that are coming to your stuff. I want like all these weird little like comparisons. Basically, kind of like I like that Telltale always did this at to the end of each of their episodes. Like how did your answer relate to everyone else's?
Yeah, that's true.
I could be into more for that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah. I do like the like people that play this game also like these games or whatever. I really like that sort of stuff to like find new games I might like. So if that was just
I'm the
implemented
opposite.
everywhere.
Anytime there's like a recommendation, like, hey, based on the games in your library, we think you'd like these. Well, but because I know I'm in like the 1% of this, I have so many games in my library. It's like, here's just like 5 popular games that I've definitely heard of. It's like, okay, thanks. Yes, I will get to the sequel of this other one at some point, but it's like not useful to me. But I could see if you were more casual, that definitely being useful for sure.
Mm-hmm.
John, do you want to read this follow-up from Boko as well?
Oh, yeah, sorry. The follow-up question. You've been drafted to remake a movie, but the only actor you have access to is yourself. So you have to play every role. What movie do you remake?
This is easy. Moon.
Die Hard. Die
Die
Hard.
Hard? Okay. What makes you pick Die Hard? What makes you pick Moon?
Explosions.
Moon is literally one dude.
See, I was gonna say Buried, starring Ryan Reynolds, because
Sure.
that's just him in a box the whole time.
Yep.
But that's just like the easy answer, right?
What's that movie with like multiple Kevin Costner? Is that Multiplicity?
Oh,
just pick a movie where you already have to play multiple U's anyways, and it's just easy.
That would be pretty good.
I'm gonna say Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's pretty good. Yeah. What about Home Alone?
Beat yourself up the entire time.
Home Alone's good.
Home Alone's a good one too.
I do like that. Yeah, you're laying traps for like yourself in a mustache.
Yeah.
Home Alone's very strong. Okay, what about like kind of around the same boat? Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my god.
You have to play the 7 evil exes
So
and the girlfriend. Oh my
That'd be
God.
good. That'd be good.
I'm trying to date myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Jack
exactly.
and Jill.
So yeah, someone says Jack and Jill. Yep,
Ugh.
yep. All right. VGC Kenny writes a novel that says,
Okay.
and imagine an exceedingly rare game / a game that isn't out, but you want it to be out / your dream game.
Okay.
Basically, a game that little to no people have.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what it is. Say you see it available in a store for $60 American. You go to purchase it when suddenly an evil genie reveals themselves to you. They tell you that the only way for you to get this game and keep it would be to steal it and not get caught for a week. And
Okay.
not only will you get to keep the game, it becomes available to the public at the $60 American price point. The mythology of thievery is up to you. Is up to your discretion. Would you steal the game? This would be a week from when you steal it. So if you need to plan. Also, you can involve others, but they can't get caught either. And you can play the game before the week is up. Just be sure no one who isn't involved knows you're playing it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's work through this. So,
Okay.
First off, no.
Okay.
If
yeah,
a
I
genie
think
appears
no.
to me, it tells me I have to steal something. I'm like, all right, this is monkey paw. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was thinking this is some monkey paw shit going on right here too. Wow.
What I'm hung up on is not only will you get to keep the game, it becomes available to the public at the $60 price point.
Yeah.
So if I don't steal it, a week later it comes out and then I can buy it like a normal person?
No. You have to steal it for it to become available to everyone else. You're in a Robin Hood situation where by you stealing it, everyone else gets to get it. But if you don't, it remains this impossible to pick up object.
But I can still buy it, just no one else would get it?
No, literally no one can get it.
I don't understand. It's available in a store for $60 American.
I know, this is the confusing thing.
So
like,
can I buy it when I
the
first
price
see
tag
it?
is a lie, is what the question's telling you.
Okay.
So it's telling that you try to buy the game, but the shopkeeper says, no, you can't buy the game.
You must steal this from
But
me. He's holding it with his palm open.
Yeah,
like a stone.
Yeah.
And he is like, you must take the stone from my hand. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So the way this is presented, it's actually scary as fuck, and I don't want anything to do with this situation.
Yeah, no. There's no way. Like, if a genie, an evil genie shows up, I'm like, no, I'm out. I don't care. It's cool that you exist, but no, I'm good.
Is the genie and the old man, the old wise man that I've formulated in my head, who is fake selling me this game, are they in on this together? Like they know about each other?
Yes. There's no way. Why would it be for sale in the shop for $60 otherwise? Why would it even be like? Why would it even pretend it was in sale? Like, it's a front. It's a magic front.
Can I try to rework this in a way that maybe makes sense to me, and maybe like it gets rid of the whole process of this?
So I think you can't change the rules, but if you want to work,
this
through
is the idea.
Thought process.
Let's say that you are a person who is working or is able to see a prototype of a game that is going to be the best game ever. The company is deciding to not put it out, so you could steal it and put it out. Essentially, I don't want anything to do with genies, is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, then you have to.
Shantae is going to be very upset with you, Paul.
The genie's part of this. It's the question.
Okay, then no, I'm not dealing with any weird fucking ethereal anything for a fucking video game. All right.
Paul doesn't believe in genies. News at 11.
If it's your favorite, clearly it's your favorite dream game. This is the game, the perfect game for you.
I don't like that the genie knows my dream game and is taunting me with it.
It's a genie!
I'd be surprised if it didn't know my dream game.
No, I can't. I don't deal with genies. It's been a rule of mine since day one. I gotta stick to it.
So like, is like the answer here some kind of like, well, I wait until night and then I smash the window and take it? Like, is that kind of like a possible answer here?
Or we're talking
feel
about
like-
how you would steal it?
Yeah, isn't that like kind of the whole point? Is like, how are you going to steal the game?
I guess so, because he's saying you see it available in a store, so you're gonna just smash the window at night and grab it and leave.
Yeah. Also, it says you can't get caught for a week.
Yeah,
like I feel like after like a couple
easy.
days, you're probably in the clear.
If you don't get caught right away, you're in the clear. For like stealing a video game, nobody gives a shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think the GameStop cops are gonna hunt me to the ends of the earth.
The GameStop cops might.
I feel like if the original question was like, this game is like an impossibly high amount of money, like $1 million to buy, because it's like the only one of its existence, that would make a bit more sense with the question.
Well, I mean, it could still be that for whatever reason. Well, you just told me the price tag is fake, so I mean,
well, yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
exceedingly
if we made the price tag real, then the stealing makes more sense.
So if this was a Robin Hood situation, would you steal a game and then like release it to everybody after you're done playing it? If that's what we're getting at.
it's not even you releasing the game. It's a scenario in which this person knows you have to steal it, but you need to be so good at it that you have impressed them, so they're like, "Way to go! You have outdone me.
Right.
I will give my riches to all." It's like if
But it's a
put this in
genie,
Robin Hood terms,
which
this
means
is
you'll
the
never
evil
impress them.
king.
Yeah.
This is the evil king being like, here's all my gold, Robin Hood. Come get it if you can. But there's no way you're gonna get past, my riddles 3. But if you do,
Yeah.
gentleman's bet here. We will shake hands. If you can get past it, I'll give it to everyone. You will be the successor.
I don't shake hands with
Right?
genies.
True. Yeah.
Learning a lot about you today, Paul.
I fucking hate genies, dude.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, Paul. You can sit down, man. Like, you don't need to like stand up. Like, we got it. You hate genies.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though, is like, you're never going to impress a genie if that's who you're stealing from. There's something sinister going on if this is a magical cause. There's something sinister going behind there.
All right. Well, then, do you want to read this last question, Paul?
No. Linebacker writes in
John,
and says,
would you like to read
Genies.
this last
It's
question?
not about genies.
Linebacker says, what would your dream house be like in terms of rooms, layout, and location? Dream house.
It would have dedicated rooms to arcades and stuff like that. It would have a lot more room.
Okay, first things first, it would be paid off forever. I wouldn't have to
Also
pay anything on it ever.
Well, they didn't say in terms of like how much it costs. You're only allowed to do terms of rooms, layout, and location.
Location wise,
It's on the moon.
Yeah, you have to pick a place that doesn't have like banks, I guess.
The moon.
The moon.
the moon doesn't have banks.
I want it to be like, in terms of thinking location, I don't want it to be like way out in the suburbs. Like it takes like an hour to get to downtown city. I want like a 15-minute drive to downtown.
Yeah.
So that I can kind of get the best of both worlds. That was my house growing up. It's like a 15-minute drive to get to downtown Calgary, and that was perfect because I could like, if I needed to get downtown, I could bike there in like 30 minutes. But I was also pretty kind of suburbsy, so it was like quiet.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with you on that, but I think I would want something a little bit more outside of town. I would like a mountainside, like villa style location.
Okay.
Assuming you don't have any like the negative aspects that come with that. I would want a pool, but I wouldn't want to take care of the pool, if that makes sense, because those things are a nightmare to take care of.
Yep.
What if you had a pool boy?
Sure.
Or a pool genie?
Oh my god!
How dare you?
Nope.
I'm just gonna get a Roomba and attach a squeegee to it. There we go. Done.
I think they make like water Roombas.
I think they do.
That like drive around. Like that. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Room wise, I would want like enough room for us to have like the proper size offices we need. A great great guest room or two for if we ever had company over, which we probably would if we had a house like that, and like enough room to have like the game room I've always wanted with like arcade machines everywhere, pinball tables everywhere, and then just like bookshelves and stuff.
I would want every room to have an Ethernet jack.
Yep.
Yes,
For sure.
Like I
Agreed.
barely even need Wi-Fi. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The walls are just full of cable. I've almost made a Faraday cage here. The pool would be nice. That means the location, like, are you making this made up location where you're basically kind of still in Calgary, but like because it's cold for a pool, or are you in a hotter climate now?
I guess the problem is I would have to be in a hotter climate, but if I'm doing like a mountainside villa, you gotta go real far south for that to be warm.
I mean, like there's mountains around here. It's just they're not like snow capped.
Right.
Yeah, I would want a slightly warmer climate. I don't mind snow, but like you're right, a mount like that kind of villa on like the side of a mountain in winter is gonna be fucking cold and snowy, and you have to worry about like avalanches.
If I'm having a pool, I also want a hot tub.
Sure.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fine.
The hot tubs are so great. Someone's saying heated pool. Yeah, can I just have like a pool that can change temperature within 10 minutes?
That's called a bathtub.
True.
I guess. Yeah. Well, but I want like a big one.
Like a heated pool is great.
Yeah. But the thing is, I want it to be able to get cold if I want it, like on a hot day. With a water slide that you can slide off the roof into the pool.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Yeah. One of those pools that has like a grotto, like with a Playboy Mansion kind of grotto-y like cave system.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. With a TV in there. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Air conditioning? I'll take air conditioning. I'll take air conditioning and central heating. I would love that as someone who lives in a horrible apartment that has neither.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you guys want to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
I forgot what I played this week.
Monster Train.
What the golf?
Nice.
What the golf?
I don't know, man. Apex.
Okay.
Played some Apex this week.
Nice.
If you haven't checked out our Patreon, we're playing Observation this month. So if you're interested in hearing us talk about that, we'll be doing that at the end of the month. And also, if you didn't catch our One Step from Eden episode, that went live last week. So go take a listen to that to hear our thoughts on that one. Otherwise, we will be back next week. See you guys later.
Stay safe, everybody.